Hi, this is Mr. Payton. Welcome to Standing on Their Shoulders. In this episode, I'd like to talk about what civil rights meant to me as a young person and what it means to me now. When I was younger, I used to hate civil rights. Sounds funny, because I thought we were begging. It felt like we were begging for stuff. And even as a young person, I had enough sense to know that, why are we begging for things that everybody should already have, like rights and the ability to celebrate a holiday or to, anything. Like when I would go back and watch those old movies about, the water fountains and the bathrooms and the Jim Crow laws and all this stuff. Again, I want you to understand where this anger comes from. I was like, man, why are we asking for that stuff? Why are we begging for things that it's everybody's God-given right to have? And then, of course, I got older and I started to understand why it was necessary. And so as I've grown and I've learned and I've talked to older folk and talked to people who've been in the struggle, seriously done the work, done the protests and done the sit-ins, one of the most important things that I've learned is that if you are fighting for any type of civil rights, your main goal should be to acquire resources or to change laws. And that's not something that was made clear to me as I was watching those videos or watching those old news clippings or any type of reporting. It just seemed like people were walking around singing songs, "We shall over." I mean, it sounded really somber. It was almost like they were going to a funeral. If you think about the tempo and the temperature of some of those videos, doesn't matter who produced them. I know you can say, oh, it's produced by a certain person. No. It never seemed celebratory. It never seemed focused and intense like an athletic event. It just felt like, please help us. And it was very somber. And I understand it was a very difficult time. But I'm just talking about from my perspective as an individual. It didn't seem like something. It didn't seem very hopeful. So now when I look at different movements, whether it be for African Americans or not, I'm always watching to see, okay, what's the messaging? Who's the leader? What are they trying to get accomplished? What types of resources are they trying to obtain? And that becomes now the way or the lens that I look at civil rights through. When I was a young person, I saw several different, very impactful groups of people and individuals. One was the Black Panthers. And it always kind of bothered me that I felt like we didn't have a very good presence similar to the Black Panthers here in Arizona. Not meaning they go around shooting people and all that stuff and military, whatever, but I just, they were so powerful to me. They seemed unapologetic. They seemed focused. They seemed organized. And being someone that grew up here in Arizona, I don't remember seeing that anywhere. You look at whether it's a Jesse Jackson, whether it's Mayor Andrew Young, a Thurgood Marshall at the court level. All of these individuals, I thought, man, these are dynamic people. What kind of strength do you have to do these things? And then, of course, the gold standard, at least for me, Martin Luther King, man. I'm going to dedicate an entire episode just to what he was for me. But I see all these characters, and then, you get a Malcolm X, a Marcus Garvey, who kind of bring a different perspective, not so friendly, not so hospitable, not so calm, not so peaceful. And again, for me, what that did, as I have commented on in my other videos about Black history, is that it empowered me that there was diversity. You could be in the spirit of a Mahatma Gandhi like Martin Luther King was. You could be an academic like W.B. Du Bois. You could be, militant like a King or like the Panthers, But there was just so many ways to go about making your point and getting your information across. That made me feel very proud. That made me feel very encouraged, because there was a time when I was younger that I felt like there was only one way to get things done. And I just knew that my style, my strengths weren't going to fit. But once I started to find out there was other ways to make your point, there was other ways to fight, there was other ways to protest, other ways to make movements, then I thought, all right, yeah, I got a shot at this. And even now as an educator, I tell students all the time, I'm more of an activist than I am a teacher. I want to activate your learning. I want to activate parents to really advocating for their students. And most importantly, I want teachers to get the respect they deserve. So I'm an activist. I'm always, I don't mean to be disruptive, but I also understand that sometimes disruption is what's needed to make change. And so the civil rights, man, just it was a learning experience, and it continues to inform me and continues to encourage me that what I'm doing and what those people did before does matter. I mean, for goodness sake, that's basically the theme of this set of episodes, is standing on their shoulders. We are standing on the shoulders of people who fought, who were courageous, who even with fear in their hearts kept trying to make movements, make change, and make life better. And so I hope that as we stand on their shoulders, as we are starting to have conversations or rekindling conversations, that we can continue to make some progress. My name is Mr. Payton. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it and subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful day.